I'm here for one thing and one thing. I'm going to hit massive bombs off the tee.
Perfect. Easy.
Welcome back for another installment of Fellowship of the Rink, episode 27 here. Joe Smith not joining me just yet. He will be up here shortly with some interviews that we were able to bank for everybody. But quick look ahead here for today. We do have a couple of quick NHL updates for you, just to make sure everyone's up to date. We do have, as I mentioned, some great interviews banked here for you today. We actually were able to go out to the Gopher Hockey Alumni Golf Tournament out at Legends Golf Club. Big thank you to Paul Martin, Jordan Leopold, and our boy Scott Slarks for hooking up the access to some, again, great guys. We have Paul and Leo together. We've got recent graduate Bryce Brodzinski. We've got recent returnee coming back for one more year, Mike Kester. And then an interesting duo at the end with Brady Skjei and Nate Schmidt. Then stick around for the hot take segment brought to you every week here by our good friends at Barrel Theory Beer Company. And look ahead to next week. We do have a former North Star and Stanley Cup champion, obviously not at the same time, but we'll be jumping on with some great stories from back in the day, and actually a weird wormhole that a lot of you will probably love, going into some of the elite in goaltending back from the 90s and 2000s. And anyone that did miss it this past week, we did drop our interview with draft guru and Joe's colleague, of course, over at The Athletic, Scott Wheeler, who gave some pretty honest input on the strengths and weaknesses of the Minnesota Wild prospect pool. Available anywhere you get your podcasts at Fellowship of the Rink or on the SodaPod YouTube channel if video is your preference. So first in here, just a couple quick notes. Patrik Laine, no longer an option for the Minnesota Wild. Or is he? We'll get to that later. But he has been traded to the Montreal Canadiens, along with a second-round pick for them to take on the entire contract. So no retention for the Columbus Blue Jackets on Patrik Laine. In return, they get Jordan Harris, 2018 third-rounder. Got 56 NHL games under his belt this past season. I speak for myself alone. I'm sure Joe has a very different take on this. I don't understand this trade at all. I think this is a no-brainer for the Montreal Canadiens. I think the Columbus Blue Jackets, again, I know they wanted to get out from that money, but unless they're going to use it on something, which it's not like they were cap-strapped to begin with, it feels like a desperate move rather than kind of forcing Laine's hand, get him to play some games and at least get some kind of value versus you having to attach a second-round pick to him to get him out. And I do think he could be really interesting with him playing with Suzuki over in Montreal. Could be a lot of fun. Yeah, so Minnesota Wild fans that were either really excited by the prospect of him coming in or the ones that were terrified, rest assured, he will not be with the Minnesota Wild, at least not anytime soon.
Join us in the Brainerd Lakes area this Labor Day weekend for the CRMC Championship presented by Gertens at Cragen's Legacy Courses. Last year's PGA Tour America's Tournament of the Year kicks off Thursday, August 30th, with free admission for everyone. VIP tickets are available and could go fast, so do not wait to claim access to 3 hospitality areas that have your food and beverage needs covered. Last year, Faber, Shaw, Addison, and Walker were out in full force supporting their teammate and one of your favorite Minnesota Wild players in Matt Boldy. Who knows which Wild players you might run into this year, not to mention 2-time Stanley Cup champion Sean Chambers getting in on the action. Don't miss the Saturday Night Jam on the 18th green featuring The Hype. This is your chance to watch the next PGA Tour superstar right here in Brainerd, Minnesota. For more information, visit crmcchampionship.com.
The other news item that I don't know, anyone that's either listened to me on the different podcast feeds we have here at the Soda Pod or followed me on socials knows that I love, am absolutely obsessed with offer sheets. And the Edmonton Oilers do not match offer sheets for either Philip Broberg or Dylan Holloway. if you want a more in-depth breakdown, Spoke Z and I did go into quite a bit of detail on one, how offer sheets work for those that aren't as familiar, because they haven't happened a lot of late. Two, what the repercussions could be for both teams in this scenario. And then our analysis of how Edmonton should have responded, whether or not they actually did what we thought, you'll have to see for yourself. Those of you watching on YouTube right now, I'll have the video linked at the very end here for you. Everyone else, you can find it pretty easily on the YouTube channel. But again, love offer sheets. I really hope this leads to more of them and GMs not being afraid of them. But that's neither here nor there right now. I know the Wild won't be doing so anytime soon. But without further ado, let's kick it over to, again, a great line of interviews that we've got here of some Gopher hockey greats. This interview is brought to you by our friends at Waggle Golf. Waggle Golf believes what you wear on the course should reflect your individuality, who you are, where you're from, your hobbies, interests, and passions. All the stuff that makes you, well, you. That's why every design is inspired by the desire to create a piece of apparel that strikes a chord when you see it, that makes you say, wow, that was made for me. Because in a lot of ways, it was. Ready to get your waggle on? Go to getyourwaggleon.com, throw in promo code SP10 at checkout to take 10% off your entire order. Now we're good.
All right.
Brought to you by Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah, this interview is brought to you by Metallica. No, we are here at beautiful Legends Golf Course, and we've got the Gopher Alumni Golf Tournament, which I don't know. We got Paul Martin and Jordan Leopold here with us. How many years have you guys played this?
This is our second year with our newly formed alumni association. We just just actually got the right paperwork done. Vice president, okay. I guess I'm the president. Well, whatever.
Get some business cards made
so
up.
You're talking to the big dogs here. But no, we've been looking to do this for a while and talking about it. But as we find as the years go on, it's hard to do when it's a voluntary type situation. And here we are now. It's our second year doing this. We got 140 plus golfers both years, and they're all alumni. No, not open to the public, nothing. So to get the guys back is huge. I mean, you look at University of Minnesota, okay, probably 80-90% of our guys are within 100 miles of the Twin Cities. So we should be able to get those guys to come back and feel like they're welcome.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Who was the best golfer among the group? Who was like the handicap going into today's tournament? Who are like the guys you think are going to be?
That's a good question. There's a lot of good golfers. The Hankinsons are good golfers, like kind of a golf family. I'm trying to think of who else would be out there. I know Blake Wheeler's a good golfer. Jay Baraball, if he shows up. I'm
trying to think. What's his face from? There's a bunch. All I know is when you put 4 or 5 hockey guys together, half of them are swinging left-handed. Okay, and they're gonna shoot in a scramble like this. If you don't shoot -10. You suck. You just do. I mean, it's and there will be one ringer in every group. I guarantee it. But most of our guys, I think most of us, the way we sign up is we sign up to be with our class. So if you got 8 guys, you have a foursome here, foursome there, and intermingle and follow each other. We try to put guys near their class and have guys come and reminisce about what they did in college. I mean, we were fortunate enough to win national champion. At least myself, he had 2. And that bonded us pretty tight. But for the other guys, what we found is they kind of get left off the map a little bit, and we're trying to bring them all back and have them enjoy being an alum just like we have over the years.
How many balls do you guys lose today?
Me, probably 6.
Yeah, that's the thing with the scramble, the kind of the swinging out of the shoes when you got a good one. So, I'd go maybe over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of times you just go for it. You take out your top rock and you let her go.
Yeah, who's most likely out of the group out here to be caught cheating?
O'Leary.
O'Leary, yeah, coach. Yeah, Coach O'Leary, good group to be in. Yeah.
I heard rumors of a couple guys, younger guys.
Mark Barr has a good foot wedge if he's out.
Yep. Brodzinski's, I
The
heard.
Brodzinski, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't comment. I've never seen, any of the people cheating, but
Okay.
Yeah,
if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I've heard that. I don't
it's an
know.
old statement. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. But I mean, we do have some good golfers here. So,
Mhm.
we register a score of -30. I mean, we're going to have to start investigating. There will probably be a few drinks slung around too.
Who's most likely to have like the Adam Sandler like putter throw, like the Happy Gilmore putter throw?
Oh, I'd say, from all people that Matt Kowalski or Troy Riddle, I feel like in our group, our class.
Yeah, we relate more to our class. I mean, the younger
That's fair.
guys, he knows more of the younger guys. But tempers, I don't think tempers will really flare because I think guys are going to be just excited to see each other. That's, I mean, this is our event, or it's our flagship, and guys don't always see each other. I mean, they'll see each other down at the U at games, but that's here and there with guys with kids. I mean, it's hard to get down there and watch games, and hopefully on a Tuesday like today during the work week, take one day off and see everybody. And guys are just extremely happy.
So the best alumni groups are ones that are connected from older classes to younger classes. I know you were at the Frozen Four when I was covering a couple of years ago. You're actually part of the staff and everything like that. How have you seen the interwoven kind of the group? You guys with the favors and young group versus the appreciation from the young guys to the older guys, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Either
I
way.
think that's part of like having the whatever like pivotal people in Gopher hockey history that are willing to invest into the program and the guys and keep that connection, the stories that we tell each other when we come together like this, and having even representation on our board or committee from different levels, Larry Olam and Tom Rothsteins and the guys that really love Gopher hockey and bleed the maroon and gold, down to the Sam Rossini, Barb, and Brock Faber, and guys that really invested in the program while they were there and grateful to be a part of it. And I think that's something like, as far as enriching everybody, like to the energy that goes along with that, and surrounding the guys with that, just to make them, when they come around here, that much more like something like this, to bring the guys together, let them know we appreciate them and how important they were to the program and the long line of Gopher history. So
yeah, I think when Bob got into being the head coach, he said he wanted to bring the alumni back. Well, I mean, it's a really hard chore to do. You're running a team and then trying to do that. And when we even played, the alumni weren't real prevalent. We have an M club that covers the whole University of Minnesota sports department, but I think we see ourselves a little bit differently because everybody's still around. So that's the reason we look to start this up again. There was a attempt 10, 15 years ago. Larry Olam and Tom and Newman tried to do it, but they just ran out of muscle and the volunteer power to make it happen. So here we sit today, trying to make this happen on a limited budget. But I think with a flagship event like this, and to get guys to show up and charge them a little bit, we can make ends meet for everybody.
So is this event like mostly about Brock Faber's new contract, and you guys trying to get him to show up?
Yeah, Fabes, he should be here.
he's the late minute addition, I think. The young kids aren't great at signing up on time.
No, great.
Right.
Or probably showing up on time either.
And showing up on time, yeah. But yeah, he's going to donate a proceed of his new contract to the Gopher hockey alumni. We don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
I'm sure he was asked within 5 seconds of that contract being signed, right? I'm sure there was somebody.
It's being in the situation. It's one of those deals where you're joked on all the time. But good for him. Good for him showing up. Good for him bleeding maroon and gold. He's been fortunate enough to stay in our state and play in our state basically his whole life, other than development program at USA Hockey. So I think having a hometown kid is big, but he's able to figure it out and separate his family, his life, and hockey, and able to be successful with it. So I mean, we all hope him the best.
Yeah,
and all the guys.
And if anyone can handle it like it's Brock, I feel like, as far as the head he has on his shoulders and his demeanor and the way he carries himself, he's a special. When I think of leaders of a program of Gopher hockey, like Leo was great. Like, he's one of the best ones I've ever seen. So I just, it's when people like that get rewarded, like it's fun to see. So
nice. If you could just step away real quick and we'll get the truth.
Well, I mean, and here's the truth. I mean, the truth is I grew up an only child, so I didn't have brothers and sisters and, all that to share my life experience with and go through pain, go through success, all that. And then, when I went to college, we had 8 guys we started out with. We ended up with 6 at the end. We're like best buddies. I mean, we really are. It's kind of a nice network for me. It's a thing where I get to bounce ideas off these guys, and kind of I'm a big little brother to them. I'm the youngest of the group, so but happy to do whatever it takes, to make this whole thing a success, and just have the happiness that we got from being at the U, and the success we had, and know it carries on throughout life. That's kind of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. I know guys are motivated by the stories of the last championship team too, and you always hear those people talk about those ones and wanting to relive that kind of thing and kind of bring it back. And obviously, you see, I see Gopher hockey in a really good place right now. It seems like they're making runs every year.
Well, and I told Bob this. I'm like, okay, now you got to keep winning. He's like, I know it's easier said than done. Of course it is, but that's the goal. I mean, Gopher hockey obviously should be a top 5 program in the nation every year, and it is. There's up year, down years. You don't really know. I mean, there's people you talk to them, they're going, "Oh, do you think they're going to make the Frozen Four?" I'm like, they have a shot every year. Every year they have a legit shot. So that's what we want to see out of the program. But of course, there's nothing better than winning a national championship. I mean, we're 2 guys that have got the experience of that, especially here at home. And it's hard to get that to sink into guys that are in college. There's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of things going on, but until you actually experience it, you don't realize how great it really is.
Yeah. And we can put aside the maroon colored glasses if we need to, but we said it. You guys are the last men's team to win a championship in Minnesota. Who wins the next one out of all the pro and college teams?
Oh, that's a good question.
Wow.
Besides
head scratcher, huh?
Besides the Gopher hockey.
It can be Gopher hockey. It's just, kind of pandering, but whatever.
Right.
What's the least controversial answer you can
be a lunatic. You can be a lunatic as I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like recent success, it's fun to see the Timberwolves make that run this last year with the talent they have, and did they have what it takes? Who knows? But maybe that would be, my guess besides the Gopher hockey program, but.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, you'd always I grew up a Twins fan. You watch Twins win the World Series a couple times. You hope they get back there. They've had glimpses of it, and it's just it's so competitive in pro sports. And amateur wise too. You look at the success of the women's program. The Lynx have been there almost all the time, and you had this PWHL thing starting up now, and so who knows? But it's just so competitive out there. I hope we don't get our heart broken that much more every year after year, but there's definitely potential, and lightning has to strike a little bit.
Well, thanks so much for coming out here, guys. Thanks for having us out here. We're looking forward to talk to more of the guys and get the real truth on who the best golfer is and the biggest cheater and all that kind of stuff like that. So
we'll interview some guys after a few drinks, and they'll probably really tell you.
Then they'll know.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. We're here at the Gophers alumni golf tournament. How's it feel to be alumni, first of all, Bryce Brodzinski over here?
It's weird, definitely. I mean, I've spent most of my life at the U being an actual player, so now that I am finally being a part of it, it's kind of cool because Gordo always comes in wearing the cool hats and jackets, and he says I got it from the alumni golf tournament. So now I finally get to be a part of it and grab a piece of apparel that I've always wanted. So it's exciting. It's weird, definitely weird.
How long did it take you to, I mean, obviously you spent so many great years with the program for you to kind of realize, oh my God, it's over, or oh my God, this is, the next chapter is coming for me.
Yeah, I mean, it still kind of hasn't set in. Once I kind of start to move on and next year play somewhere else, it's gonna kind of set in a little bit. It still feels like I'm kind of a part of it. So it definitely takes a long time.
What's the plan for you right now? I know a couple of days from now, you can probably make a decision, I guess, on signing with the team, or
free agency soon. And so just kind of got to wait for that and then see what happens.
For the golf tournament today, do you have any? I know you know a lot of the more recent guys, but who's the best golfer out here today? Who do you think is going to be?
Wow. Jack Perbeck's really good golfer.
In your group?
In my group, which is excellent for me. So his dad's a really good golfer. His whole family's really good at golf. So he's definitely one that I'm going to be watching.
We heard unconfirmed reports that you have a really good foot wedge.
Really good foot wedge. Yeah, no. Confirmed report. Yeah, no, really good. I just think it's a game, and if people are going to get mad about it, they can get mad about it. If not, then who cares? So
I think Leopold said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
Exactly. It's, if you're coming out here not to win, if you need to cheat to win, who cares?
Who would surprise us as a really good golfer that we wouldn't think that of guys you played with?
Wow. Justin Close, also one in my group. Surprisingly really good golfer because he's not the most athletic human. Like softball, not great. I guess I can't really think of any other sports besides hockey and golf that he's good at. So pretty unconventional swing, but definitely a really good golfer, really good hands. So that's definitely one that might surprise you.
Who's most likely to throw their club, or you do the Happy Gilmore?
Jackson Nelson. I've seen him throw his club several times. It's super funny because he'll either hit a ball like 400 yards or he'll hit a ball like 15 yards, and there's no in between for him. So definitely one guy that I've seen throwing his club a few times.
Dang. And now, on that note, we going Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack?
Wow. I've seen Happy Gilmore more. I think Caddyshack has funnier lines in it. Yeah, Happy Gilmore is kind of more of the plot, where Caddyshack's kind of a little bit funnier. So I don't know. It's a mixed feeling. Whichever one I'm kind of feeling that day. I think both of them are up there for sure.
All right. We can accept both. Out of all the guys here, who's most likely to be the first one to crack a beverage?
Wow. That's a really good
stick
one.
To guys closer to your age group if you want, if that's easier.
That's really good. I know Jackson Nelson doesn't like playing golf without a beverage. So I think a lot of guys is like, the more you drink, the worse you get at golf. I think the more he drinks, the better he gets at golf. So that's
where's that plateau though? Like
there's definitely a spot. There's definitely a hill, and once you get over it, it immediately drops down. But I definitely think he'll be one of the first ones.
Okay.
How many rounds do you think Brock Faber will be buying today with a new contract?
Oh man, every single one that he has the chance to buy, he will.
Yeah.
Which is a good characteristic to have. I mean, it's one guy where, he's not stingy, and he definitely treats his friends well. So we played golf with him not too long ago, and it was before his contract, and he was still treating us pretty nicely. So definitely one guy that if you are playing on the same golf course as him, you want to be about 10 holes away from him so that he's not buying him the whole night. So,
God. And I see you're a fellow normal person like us that's wearing shorts today.
That's right.
Do you think that shorts should be allowed on every golf course?
Absolutely. I think golf is a game, like I've said, and it should be comfortable and fun. And I don't think anyone has fun playing golf in 100-degree weather wearing pants. Yeah. So I'm definitely a shorts over pants guy.
Oh, brilliant. We love that. We were talking to the boys earlier who were bragging about their back-to-back national championships. And it's been since then for a men's championship in any sport. Out of all the teams in Minnesota, who's the next?
I would say Minnesota, just because now that Motzko's there, he's getting so many great recruiting classes, and it's kind of hard to find those, especially in Minnesota, where 10 years ago everyone was kind of dispersed going to different places, but now all the top prospects out of Minnesota are actually going back to Minnesota. So I definitely think that there's no reason for it not to be the Gophers.
And the occasional Canadian sneaking in too. That's kind of weird.
Absolutely.
Huh?
I mean, like Justin Close. I mean, you get a guy like that, and when he first came there, he was the third string goalie, and then all of a sudden he was the starting goalie on two teams going to the Frozen Four. So it's definitely guys like that kind of come into your pipeline as 3-star recruits almost, and then all of a sudden they blossom into being a 5-star, and the reason that you're making it that far in the season. So those are definitely guys that are nice to have on your team.
You guys have so much fun at the hockey house there on campus. Your class do any upgrades to the house before you guys left, or is it kind of like
I'm so far out of there? I don't even want to deal with the hockey house anymore. So I was there for 1 year, and then I moved out and never looked back one time. So I don't even remember if I left stuff there or anything. So no upgrades out of that place for sure.
Didn't etch your name in a tree or something like that? Like
nothing in the tree, nothing. I was out of there.
I'm sure this fall it'll be called like Faber Estate or something.
Yeah, maybe. I bet you he's actually probably going to throw a couple upgrades into it for us. So.
I mean, you gotta. In case we don't get you back on for more of a long form interview, we asked this question to all of our guests. It's for our good friends at Waggle Golf. What is your dream golf foursome? So 3 guys you can golf with, and we're going to eliminate friends here, like none of the Gopher alums, but dead or alive, celebrity, athlete. Pick 3 other guys to go out there with you, or girls.
I think Anthony Edwards would be the funniest person on earth to golf with, just because he'll tell you how good he is at golf, and I think that is the funniest thing ever. Wow.
I like that answer a lot.
Yeah, I don't know, Minnesota sports guy. It would be definitely fun to play with him. I think Bryson DeChambeau, he's been growing on me. I watch his YouTube videos a lot. So I think he's one guy that would be actually really fun to play with, and just the way he thinks about the game. And wow. I don't know who my fourth would be, actually. Gosh, this is a really deep hitting question. I think Michael Jordan, probably, just because he's one of the best.
Do you have enough money to golf with Michael Jordan?
I don't. But if I played good, I might have enough by the end of the day, which would be really, really good.
There you go.
But that foot wedge of yours, the foot wedge will help you, right?
The foot wedge would be great for me. I could cheat, and I don't know if he would be able to catch me. So as long as we have our own carts, I think I would be able to get away with that.
Nice.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck in the pending free agency, of course. Looking forward to seeing where you land, and we'll go today. Hopefully, we'll see which group comes up here with the Gopher Championship.
That's
I guess.
right, hopefully us.
I mean, he's pumping his group. That's all he's talking about. Who's the best golfer? Well, the guy that's with me.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone
Who's
in
the
my
most
group.
underrated? My guy too.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone in my group is the best player. So
Love it.
we'll see.
Awesome. Well, have a good time.
Thank
Good
you
to see you,
so
by the way.
much.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right, we are out here at Legends for the Gopher Alumni Golf Tournament, and thank you so much, Mike Koester, jumping on with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, who's the best golfer out here? I know you could probably only speak to guys in your kind of time,
Yeah.
but because it's like the second annual event, right? So, who's the best golfer of the guys that you've played with?
That I've played with.
Mhm.
Guys that I've played with, I'd probably say Snuggy, Jimmy Snuggerud. So I've heard Ben Clymer and Casey Middlestad are pretty good too. So I'm excited to see all the swings out here today.
Are you a Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack person?
Happy Gilmore. I feel like Caddyshack was a little old for me, but I've seen it a few times. So Happy Gilmore for sure.
Who's the guy out here that's most likely to be the first one to crack a beer?
To crack a beer?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with say Matthew Stodiker.
Okay.
Yeah, sneaky one.
I like that one.
Because I already saw them grab one. So
Yeah, absolutely. Who's the person who has the best foot wedge out here? Who's the best cheater or best at cheating?
I don't know if I can answer this one.
Everyone else has answered it if it makes you feel better.
Have they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gotta not get in trouble here. I'll say a group. I'd say the closer Brodzinski Perbix, that group.
Brodzinski said
Got it.
he was the most likely to cheat.
Yeah, got to keep an eye on that group. Not singling anyone out.
How you feel about the Gophers this year? You know, I know it's got to be kind of strange to see some of these guys that have been around forever leave. But just what's the vibe?
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited. I think, we've had so many guys around this summer that, I've just seeing so many guys take steps. I've had a few additions as well that obviously should help us a lot. So, I mean, you lose Brodzinski, then Nelson, closer. Those are guys that are irreplaceable. But, we feel like we're just reloading. And, I mean, we're getting more and more guys around campus now, so we're itching to get started for sure.
I'm sure having Snuggerud decide to come back too was a big deal and validation for what everybody's doing in Minnesota too.
For sure. I mean, he had his own decision to make and stuff, and I mean, we couldn't be more happy for him to come back, and it's all about winning. So, and he said that to us as well. So, yeah, we're excited to get things going.
What's the living situation for you guys now? I know you lost a few roommates, it looks like, I think, probably. So what's your living situation? You have a new crew?
We actually got 4 out of the 5 back. So Fishy obviously is at Providence now. So Aries moving in. So it'll be me, Ayers, and then Nevs, Chez, and Snuggy.
Okay.
So yeah, so we got it worked out well. So we could just stay in our house all year and not have to move out and stuff. So it works out perfect.
So what's the first renovation you guys are asking Fabes to throw in with the new contract?
Well, our microwave doesn't work right now, so probably that. It just went out.
Simple
So
things.
yeah, so probably that. I don't know. Can always use some hands cleaning as well. So yeah.
Well, it'll be a fun day on the course here. Good luck to you and the group. I'm sure there'll be plenty of stories to be had, and this place probably doesn't close until 2, so you'll have a good time. So
yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. So thank you.
we'll have you on during the year too if you want. It'd be great. So
Awesome. Thank
cool.
you.
Thank you.
For
Good
sure.
luck.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
All right, we're out here at Legends with a couple of legends of the Gophers. Oh, okay. Nate's already refuted that.
No, me too. I refute that as well.
We got Brady Skjei and Nate Schmidt here. Appreciate you guys jumping on with us. Alumni golf. Nate, you might as well lead in.
Uh-oh.
Like sounds like you're coming in last today. Or?
No, you know what? Actually, we had our best finish last year in second. I know my role in the team now. Just get up there, swing as hard as you possibly can, and hope that you put our good players within 100 yards of the green. So I don't have anything else really to bring besides good energy to the group. So yeah, so that's pretty
Got
much
the shirt, everything.
that's why I'm here. I mean, that's why I get brought back every year. I mean, I know that I pay the fee every year and no one pays me back, but that's about it.
Always good
Everyone else
vibes.
has got a beautiful
Good vibes,
Waggle
guy.
shirt on, and
Yeah.
everyone else should go out and support Waggle.
Brady, who is the most likely to have a foot wedge today, or who's most likely to cheat?
Oh, wow.
You're gonna put
Um,
someone right on blast.
Yeah,
Lame,
who should
man.
we do? That's a tough one. I'll go with one of my really good friends, Vinny Lettieri. I'm in his group, so
You'll be able to
I'll keep
watch
an eye on
him.
him.
The Ranger will be all over you guys.
Yeah. No, Vinny will be good. He's a good golfer, and he kind of let us down a little bit last couple of years. He didn't bring his A game, so hopefully
Wow.
today he can step it up a little.
Was that liquidated or deterred?
No,
just
I think
that
it's
makes it
strictly
worse.
waters. Strictly
That
waters.
makes it worse.
So, yeah.
Who's most likely to do a Happy Gilmore putter throw?
probably a guy in my group would be Holla.
Oh yeah, probably Hollow.
But it wouldn't be.
Are there refs out here? 'Cause I think
It wouldn't be even his own putt. He would throw it because I putted terribly or something like that. He'd be
Yeah.
that mad. It wouldn't even be his.
I'll say Eric's a good one for that.
Okay, both of you. Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
I was quick.
I watched it 3 times this summer on VHS at my cabin, so I can't not do that.
Big Caddyshack guy. Bill Murray is electric in that one.
Big fan as well.
I see you guys are both wearing shorts. Like you guys wore shorts versus pants for golfers. I know there's some places don't allow you to wear shorts on the golf courses, stuff like that. You know,
I don't go to many places.
They don't allow
shorts.
I don't think I would play at a course that doesn't allow shorts.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough at this game to like take it that seriously. Like I'm just here to be outside.
Just
you know,
be miserable.
you have a couple of pops,
Yeah.
you know, and you're hanging out and you're just with the guys. That's pretty much my golf in a day.
what's the best golf course you guys played at in your life?
Oh, sugar.
Actually, last 2 years ago, we were in LA and we played Riviera,
Mhm.
and that was probably my favorite so far. That was a ton of fun. Off day on the road and
Oh,
play golf was a nice treat.
yeah. I'd probably say Shadow Creek in Vegas. That's where Phil and Tiger had that in the match at. We are pretty privileged to be able to play when I play on the nights a bunch, and it was just the atmosphere surrounding that club is pretty unmatched. If you ever have a chance, you'll know what I mean.
Handicap it for us. Who's the guy that's most likely to crack the first beer?
It's already probably been cracked, and I'd
So
probably
would it
put it at Seth Helgeson.
Yeah, I was gonna say Helge.
No, actually, I wrote with him, so I know it wasn't him yet.
Helge probably has one since we started the podcast. He probably
Yeah.
cracked one open by now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Exciting summers for both of you guys. You know, Brady, what was like the experience like in free agency, and did like Stamkos call you right away after he signed to bring you there too, like kind of thing, or how did it all kind of go down?
No, it was. I mean, first time I ever gone through free agency it was pretty stressful. Actually, there was a lot going on. But extremely excited where we ended up, and I think the team obviously made some big steps this summer, and should be excited for a good season. And yeah, it's a wild, like no one can really prepare you for. Everyone tells you about it, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of stress. Just like you're leaving a team that you have a lot of good friends on, and then coaching staff that you really like. But like I said, we're super excited to get to Nashville.
Yeah, he already looks good in gold. We already know that. So that's not a tough sell for him. You know, I've seen it once or twice in the past.
Not having to defend a Stamkos one timer, I'm sure would be nice
Yeah,
too.
it'd be nice to be on the other side of that for sure. Be able to pass from the puck instead of trying to eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
And Nate, for you, just when did your decision kind of thing, and obviously joining a really, really good team overall.
Yeah.
And,
There's always a lot of pressure joining a team that just won the Stanley Cup, but like Brady said, it's something of an experience for going through it, and you just don't really know until you're fielding phone calls. And I'm not a phone person. I don't like being on my phone, but when you're sitting there having lunch and your phone is sitting up like this at all times and you're just waiting for it to ring, you're like, do something. Like, agent, somebody call me, for the love of God. No, it really is a humbling part of the business, but you know, joining the Panthers is something that you can't really ask for much more
Mhm.
joining a team that just won, and hopefully being able to be a part of that culture that they've built there, and walk into a team and try and contribute, especially a team that's got a lot of really good players on it, and hopefully can redo some magic again next year.
They're worst places to live. You pick good places with Vegas and that.
You wear shorts year round.
Well, I may have gone from a pretty extreme climate to another.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that
Nice
way.
practice rink too.
Yeah,
Seen the video.
honestly, I
It
saw it
looks
during the
unbelievable.
Cup playoffs. I remember being like, "Wow, that'd be really cool to play there."
Now that Pavelski is retired, like who's the best golfer in the NHL?
Oh,
I played last 2 weeks ago with Matt Boldy.
Mhm.
He is really good. I don't know if anyone. I mean, he's probably the best hockey player that I've played with. He's a stick. That's my
honestly,
Okay.
the best player I've ever played with no longer plays either. Blake Wheeler.
Wheels is good.
Yeah, but
I didn't know.
he's like 275, 150 in, ho hum,
Yeah.
put it in. Like I don't even know if he putts much. He's just like put it in,
Goes right in the hole.
Yeah, just put it in the hole, chip it close. Is that good? Yeah, that's Wheels. That's good again.
Martin and Leopold were, of course, pumping themselves up over the Natties.
Okay.
That is the last men's championship for any sport in Minnesota over 20 years, pro or college. Who's the next one to win one?
I mean, man, I think Gopher hockey's close. They've been so close. I think they've got a really good group of veteran guys come back again this year, and Brady's gonna hope that it's not the Wild, especially coming out of their division.
The Wolves are actually
Wolves-
making some moves. I don't know if
I'm an unapologetically awesome Twins fan. I just,
Yeah.
I have lots of hope every year, which is what all Minnesota sports
Yeah.
is.
I'm hoping it's Gopher men's hockey.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Yeah.
They've been close the last few years, so
We got close once.
Mhm.
You were,
I
yeah.
was watching from Hershey.
Yeah. That one stung, but let's hope Gopher men's hockey's next.
absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining, guys. I know you got to tee off pretty soon. Crack that first beer open, or second beer open. But thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the day out here. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Again, thank you to just the entire Gopher men's hockey group, giving us access, bringing us in. Hopefully something that we can expand on and have a little bit more fun with even next year. I know this one on our end, we were kind of throwing it together a little bit last minute. But really cool tradition. It's great that the alumni group as a whole, as you heard a little bit there from Leo and Paul, just getting a little bit more going and really trying to bring those alums back together, embrace just the tradition and the actual excitement around what it is to be a Gopher hockey player. So hopefully more of this to come in the future. Final segment though, we have, as always, Keyboard Warriors, brought to you by our great friends at Barrel Theory Beer Company. I'm sipping on one right now. Break the Bank, one of their newer beers to drop on tap in the tap room. Beautiful can. I was actually very confused by it at first. Those of you listening obviously can't see it, but on YouTube, I didn't know if this was like a pink, like scaly dinosaur or something. Obviously, really funny play on words where Break the Bank initially meant, making a lot of money, but this quite literal translation, it looks like it's just a shattered piggy bank. Delicious hazy IPA. Highly, highly recommend it to anyone who's, of course, about that life. If you don't like IPAs, maybe not the best one for you to grab. But stay tuned this week. Lots of fun things going on in the tap room as we round out summer. Wednesday, as this drops, of course, the 21st, Tasty Grill, Viet Street Food, and their 6 p.m. bingo that they rock every Wednesday. I'm told it's a great time. Again, still need to get out there for one. Friday, 23rd, we have Sweet Lou's Craft Sausage and Butchery in the house. Saturday, the 24th, we have Pooh's Food for Your Soul. Never heard of it. Fascinated. I almost have to go there now just to see it. And Sunday, they got OG Zaza with some of the best pizza you're going to see in town. Honestly, I'm a sucker whenever there's the nice cupped pepperonis on a pizza. All I really need. But again, everyone get out there, support them best you can, because I know it's still going to be a little over a month here until you're able to go out and devour some delicious Barrel Theory beers at XL Energy Center. This week's hot takes, I got a couple, and two of them, I guess you're either going to think it's the hottest or coldest take. But first one here, everyone knows we talk at the beginning of most of our interviews about the unique Minnesota Wild logo. We all know that it's a man-bear pig hidden within trees. Now it's come out recently, and a handful of you may have seen this that I shared on social, but someone pointed out that apparently they think the mouth of this mythical creature is a loon. I'm going to come out right now and say this is absolute malarkey. It's creative. I like what they're trying to do there. There's no way that was deliberately done as a loon. And I'm going to stand firm on that. I know half of you will very much hate that stance. Others will very much take my side in this cause. I don't know. It's hard to not see it now that it's pointed out. I feel like it was the luckiest accident out there. Now I'm going to have to go down some big wormhole on what is the red background. It looks like there's a way for you to make legs out of a couple stanchions. There's a head there. There's a swish back. I don't know. Maybe that's the goat. We'll figure it out. I'll come up with something better for you. But Wild logo does not have a loon. That is a river, which of course the person that said that said the lake looks like a loon. It is not a lake. It is a river. Next one, as I alluded to earlier, Patrik Laine. I think he could very well land with the Minnesota Wild. And let's be real, maybe it won't be Minnesota, but I do think Patrik Laine gets traded again before this contract ends. The reason for that, Kent Hughes, say what you will about what he's done so far in his tenure as GM of the Montreal Canadiens. He had one absolute genius move, and it came in the form of trading for and trading away one Sean Monahan. A year ago, they traded for Sean Monahan, who was seen as this impossible contract. He's got the injury woes. Calgary, for some reason, still thinks they're competitive, which, hindsight's 2020. They got a 2025 first-round pick from the Flames to take Sean Monahan. Goes to Montreal, thrives, ends up being one of the most coveted pieces at the trade deadline. He gets shipped that same year out to the Winnipeg Jets for a 2024 first-round pick. So they brought in a guy, got production, helped out their team a little bit, some benefit for their younger guys to play a little bit better hockey, shipped him off, end up in the exact same spot, but now they have 2 additional first-round picks, and they're laughing. They just got a second to bring in Patrik Laine, who, again, is a 30-goal scorer. The real question is going to be health, but throughout his career, he has paced 30 or more goals every season. The scoring touch is there. It's going to definitely come in clusters. There's going to be weeks, heck, maybe even a month or two, where Patrik Laine, you might not be thrilled. The games that he turns on, he will turn on. And him playing with potentially Suzuki for stretches, we'll see if that happens. Maybe they're going to stick with the same first line they've had in the past, but still, getting into just clean slate, going in, you're going to be the guy, you're going to be featured on the power play. This is a guy that, with some young players coming up, you look at the fact that they just brought in, who you've all heard spoke Z gush over on Judd's Buds, Mr. Ivan Demidov. He's sitting there and wait. I know we've got Masar, who was in the same draft as Slafkovsky. He is sitting there and waiting as well. They got a couple other wingers that could fill in. You've already got Slafkovsky and Caulfield, who are stapled there, long-term deals. You got the potential of Newhook. There's just not going to be room in this top 6 long-term for Patrik Laine, but it's a great move for them. Low risk. It's only 2 years, so really, I again, don't understand why Columbus was itching to get rid of that. But hey, it's going to work out for them. Kent Hughes, masterclass. If he trades Patrik Laine at this trade deadline or sometime before this 2 years is over and he gets decent return for it, watch out. This is going to become a trend. Last one I have here, and this one again, either going to be scathing hot or ice cold. State Fair is upon us. And I'm just going to say it. I absolutely refuse to go to the State Fair on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday of either week. It is psychotic. It is literally elbow to elbow with people, sweating like crazy. Lines are ridiculous. No. Give me a day where, give me a Tuesday, Wednesday, low crowd, go earlier in the day, get into all the lines, try all the new foods, hit the staples that you've loved forever, try the new beers, whatever. Do not go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will not. I refuse. It is terrible. Be a middle of the week fair goer. And if you have the flexibility to do so, watch the weather, because there's some days that are going to be well into the 90s, some closer to 80. Maybe there's days that have overcast. I kind of let it play as it lies. But you can all let me know in the comments if you're here on YouTube, or you can just yell at me on Twitter. Agree, disagree on any of these takes. But that does wrap it up here for this week's installment of Fellowship of the Rink. Again, anyone that's new here, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button, whether you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Drop us a 5-star review. It helps us way more than you know. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Get full episodes of Fellowship of the Rink. Get the individual installments of just the interviews that we're dropping here. Get full highlights from prospects that we're dropping on the regular, NHL draft preview, looking into the wild prospect system, all across the board. Full comprehensive Minnesota Wild coverage here on the Soda Pod YouTube channel. But as always, we do really appreciate all of you for tuning in for this week's installment of Fellowship of the Rink. You stay classy, stay to hockey.